holidays to you, and thank you for joining us today in the Winston Research Kitchen. We are going to do some baking today. I'm going to be doing some baking. Hopefully you guys are going to just sit back and relax and ask any questions as we go along here. I am Samantha Brown, the corporate research chef here in Louisville at the factory, and I'm joined today by Mrs. Linda Bedell, who is the Northeast sales manager and a baking enthusiast as well. Hi, Linda.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm jealous. I want to be there to partake in eating of the baked goods.
For real, right? How'd your sourdough turn out? I have to ask.
Fabulous. Really, really good.
I'm excited. You have to bring some down next time.
I absolutely will.
Excellent. So a couple notes to start today. If you have any questions, please feel free to write them in chat. And the man behind the curtain, Ryan, will be monitoring chat and asking any questions you guys may have or any feedback or comments that you have. If you guys need any extra support, please feel free to contact us here at the factory, or at the end of the presentation, there's going to be a QR code. Feel free to scan that and it'll lead you right to us. Additionally, today, though, just like last time, we're going to have a post-wrap email that will go out. It will send you to a landing page on our website. It's going to house this video, all the set points that we're using today, any other additional resources that you may have and questions that you may have concerning about today. What else? A couple personal notes. We're in Kentucky. If you haven't read the news or heard about the news lately, there's been a lot of severe weather that ripped through the Midwest this past weekend. We're just keeping those guys top of mind today. And if you can help or send good positive energy to those people, and if you can help financially, whatever, just keep that in mind. Tis the season for giving, so let's keep those guys top of mind and in our thoughts and prayers. Additionally, I'm getting my booster tomorrow. I didn't want to do it before the event because I didn't know exactly how it was going to react, but don't forget to get your booster as well. All right, who's this for today? This is going to be for those people who have CVap, but maybe you're only using it for one or two things and you want to expand your horizons and kind of break out of the mold of what you're originally using the CVap for and getting into other applications. Or maybe you're just researching cook and holds in general. Or maybe you're looking for a little bit of holiday inspiration. Today's for you. So, do we have any questions before we start into all the goodies? Linda, do you have anything?
I do not right now. Just to touch on for anyone who may be on and be new, this is not CVap 101. And Sam, you said we were going to be doing another CVap 101 next month?
That's correct. Thank you for reminding me. Yes, there'll be a registration form just like this. It'll be online, on social, on our website. I believe the date is going to be around the 19th. So be on the lookout for registration for the CVap 101 class. Excellent. Okay. So again, today we're baking desserts in a cook and hold oven. And we're going to focus on water bath baking as well as traditional 350-degree baking. So the purpose of a water bath, or why you would use a water bath, or the typical items that you would use a water bath in, would be something that's really egg heavy, something that you want to cook more gently, something that's more delicate, cheesecakes and flan, creme caramels, creme brulees, chocolate flourless torts, anything that's egg heavy like that. And the purpose of the water bath is water vapor, as opposed to air, is more efficient in heat transfer. So you get more precision, more consistent, higher quality products when you use water when you're baking. In addition to that, it helps to prevent surface drying and cracking and browning. And it keeps the edges from overcooking while the centers undercook. And I've seen that a lot in my days. A couple of things that you want to be aware of when you're using water baths that you might not think about is you need to use hot water. If you use cold water, it's going to stall your bake and make things just a whole lot longer time-wise. You have to be careful with splashing. You don't want to get it on yourself or your product. You don't want to overfill. And then you have to be careful about how heavy all that stuff is going to be going in and coming out of the oven. And then if you're using a springform pan or like a multi-piece pan or something, you normally have to protect it with foil or maybe a plastic wrap foil combo, something. You gotta kind of shelter it from the water bath itself.
Yeah,
So,
when I worked in pastry, I was the queen of getting water in my creme brulee base because it was heavy and wobbly, and the oven that I was using was elevated, and I'm short, and it was just a nightmare.
Well, I'm tall, and I was the queen of getting it in my cheesecake and on the top of it. Not that that's really a bad thing. I think creme brulee is a lot more delicate than cheesecake. Cheesecake can take it, but I didn't get the foil right, or I thought it was right, but there were some pinhole leaks that would happen, and always got my my crust soggy on one side. So edible, yes, but you kind of want everything to be perfect, because that's kind of what baking is. You strive for perfection, or at least I do anyway. All right. You could absolutely bake without water, but the tendency is to overcook. Again, overcook this size, undercook the middle. You're going to get a lot of browning. You're going to get a lot of lopsided, uneven browning or lopsidedness. Like one side of the oven is going to heat up too quickly and the other side's not. So there's going to be some loppy cakes, lopsided cakes. So it's if you can, I always suggest baking with water. With CVap though, you don't have to use a water bath. You can do bathless baking. The dual nature of CVap allows you to do things like creme brulee and cheesecake without any of the water bath. It's high humidity baking, and you can get all of the benefits without all of that other negative stuff and all the things that you have to be aware of when you do use a water bath. So let's look at some cheesecakes. I've got this little guy right here. Of course, the typical pan is the springform mold. But guess what, guys? You can break out of this mold. You can go into a tart pan, like I've done over here to the side with the chocolate sprayed on it. A tart pan with a cookie crust. I've done it with snickerdoodles, and I've done it with just the traditional cookie crust, the Oreo cookie, and filled it with cheesecake, no water bath, and it turned out beautifully. So break that springform pan mold and get creative with what you want to use from a pan standpoint. So a huge positive from that angle. What we like to do here at the factory are these mini cheesecakes. You can get the 24 muffin pan. And what you want to do is a couple tips and tricks here I want to show you. You get these foil liners. They're parchment lined, and they're foil. They have the foil on the outside, so it's like a twofer, but it gives a lot more structure to the cheesecake. Also, this is a grease-proof cup. You can also use these silicone numbers. Linda, you inspired me to get some of these. So
thank you for the credit. Beautiful. Yeah.
If you want to pop these out and serve them without the cup, this is the way to go. So tons of options out there. Okay. I won't tell myself. This was a happy surprise for me. I don't know, some of you bakers were like, well, I've been doing that. But for me, I of course, you do the cookie crusts. You have to break up the cookies or buy the pre-crumbled cookies, add sugar, butter, put it all in the bottom of your pans, bake them off to get them crispy again. And it's just, it's too much work. And I'm lazy. Well, I'm not lazy. I'm always striving to be more efficient. So one day I just popped these beautiful little Oreo cookies right down in the bottom of the pan. And you know what? They stay beautifully crispy throughout the whole cook. So
As Gary Wyckoff would say, it's a game changer.
game changer.
Game
So
changer for that fast, quick production.
tell me about, now the biggest thing that you have to think about is, are you a golden Oreo or a traditional Oreo cookie lover? I gotta say, with this cheesecake, it's a 4-ingredient cheesecake. It's cream cheese, sugar, eggs, and vanilla. It's awesome. This is the way to go. This is really good. This is really good. So that's it. Boom, 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 plop, plop, plop. And then this is a number 20 scoop from Hamilton Beach. No muss, no fuss, guys. Now, you can get super creative with the flavors here. And of course, portion control. So you could do peanut butter. You could fold in some peanut butter and put a little peanut butter cup in it. You could do raspberry white chocolate. We've done s'more. We've done, oh gosh, what else?
You did that guava cheesecake was amazing.
The guava. Oh, the guava turned out. So I used guava paste and an immersion blender with this base and just processed it and put it in a cup with the vanilla Oreo cookie. Turned out fabulous.
And pumpkin, there's just, it's limitless. The amount of flavors you can do are really limitless.
Limitless, yeah. You're limited by only your own imagination, right? Let's see, what's my favorite one? Linda, you've done the pumpkin one. It looked fantastic. You did the Biscoff crust, right?
I did. The Biscoff, you taught me about the Biscoff crust, and now they make little Biscoff sandwich cookies, kind of like an Oreo.
I can't wait to see those. I've been looking for them.
I really do think that my favorite is that vanilla Oreo.
It's classic.
Yeah.
It's the classic one. Yeah. So from here, pop it in the oven that's already preheated, and it takes about 20 to 25 minutes. In a half size, you could do 240 of these. You could put 10 of these, or yes, two times 5.
And I just want to mention with CVap, it's pretty much impossible to overcook them, because if you're doing it in a traditional oven, once you've dealt with the whole, am I going to get water in my base fiasco, if the temperature gets too high or if you leave it in there too long, the egg will curdle.
Right.
And you don't, because we have such control over the temperature, that problem is eliminated.
Absolutely. It is very difficult to overcook them. Not to say that you can't, but you definitely have a lot more leadway with CVap. That's for sure. Okay. Our next item up, which I've already done over here, is the creme brulee. And I think I have a couple over here as well. Same program, you could bake them together if you wanted to, the cheesecakes and the creme brulees. Doesn't matter what size. You don't have to worry about overfilling again with the water bath. You could use a myriad of different ramekins, whatever you want, whatever you guys prefer to use. Does a great creme brulee. In addition to creme brulee, something new to me anyway is I took a creme anglaise recipe, and I believe I saw this online with either Anova or Chef Steps. And I was like, ooh, I wonder if I could CVap that. So anything that you can sous vide, you can CVap, okay? So I've got this, this was probably about an hour, slightly cooler program than what we would do for creme brulee and cheesecakes. And My issue, or at least what I thought would happen, was that this would get maybe a little textured, if you will, maybe curdled in the edges or something like that. But no, you don't have to. You set a timer every 10 or 15 minutes, go into the oven and just jiggle it and flip it over, and that's it. And you've got this beautiful creme anglaise. You can do any kind of bagged custard, anything, I don't know, your ice cream mixes, creme anglaise. And it's a beautiful consistency and perfectly nappe. Okay. Now with this, I'm going to do something a little special for me and Will, who is holding the camera. We're going to make a little cocktail, seasonal
Oh.
cocktail, a little basil. I can't have the bullet. Cornelius has got the bullet in lock over here. That's my gnome friend. All right.
So you can
And
make ice cream base this way too, right? Because creme anglaise is virtually an ice cream base. Yeah.
it's ice cream base. All you have to do is change maybe the ratio of your egg and cream. Other than that, you're good to go. But yeah, you can do, of course, with the bag, you have a slightly extended shelf life doing that as well. Oh, a little nog for the season. A little bit for me, a little bit for you, Will. All right. So think about all those things that you have to water bath, like the flourless chocolate torte or the cheesecake or the creme brulees. You don't have to do that anymore with CVap. Yay! Will, for you, for me, little cream on my lip. Oh, snap. That's really good. Oh, snap. That's really good.
Making us jealous.
I didn't think I was an eggnog person. I am an eggnog person. All right. So I have a question for you guys. Are you ready?
Ready?
It's really important. What's your favorite Christmas movie? Charlie Brown Christmas, Elf, National Lampoon Christmas Vacation, A Christmas, Die Hard.
We had a big debate yesterday as to whether or not Die Hard was a Christmas movie.
Die Hard, It's a Wonderful Life. That one's Jeremy's. Jeremy, if you're listening, your favorite made the list.
So we have a few votes so far coming in. So we'll come back to it here shortly.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. We'll let you know what our poll is.
In the lead.
The Christmas
I mean,
Story.
that's my vote hands down.
It's just, it's so good. All right, any questions for me? Any questions from the audience for me?
Nope, not that I see.
Okay. Well, how about we talk a little bit about traditional baking? Again, air is a decent heat transfer medium, but when you pair it with water, it just becomes more consistent, more precise, and just better overall. And of course, all your pies and your quick breads, cookies, they just seem to do a whole lot better with the addition of water vapor. So keep in mind that the maximum air temperature is 350 degrees. That is a lot of baking you can do in this. It's not just for prime rib. It's not just for top rounds, not just for those staging moments that you guys are using this for. You can expand that portfolio and get into desserts and have a lot of fun. And like I said before, break that springform pan mold and get really creative with those different types of formats that you can do. with cheesecake and tarts and that sort of stuff. So the purpose for today was basically to get you thinking outside of that arena, those things that you typically use cook and hold for. You can do a lot more than what you're thinking of. And of course, we've got some excellent things for the eyes today, a feast for the eyes, if you will. Whatever you're using it for, I think that the addition of vapor is going to be of benefit to you. Any other questions? Any questions?
It looks like the results have ended on our poll, and we have a tie for Charlie Brown Christmas and A Christmas Story.
What were they? Like what percentage was?
33% for both.
So a Charlie Brown Christmas Story and
A Christmas Story.
and the Christmas Story. Tie. Mine's A Christmas Story. Melinda, you and I were talking about that earlier.
You guys can be the deciding factor.
Die Hard did get a vote, and It's a Wonderful Life got nothing. So
I would put Die Hard in the same vein as like Home Alone. Yes, it's a story that happens over Christmas, but it's
Right.
not a Christmas movie. Sorry. I'm not sorry. All right. Linda, do you have anything else for our people watching?
No, I just think, again, whenever I talk to customers, I always bring up desserts. It's probably a function of the fact that I did work in pastry when I started out with my career, but this is such an ideal piece to have in the pastry kitchen. Just because you do have that control, you can do these kind of hard items in bulk without a lot of labor and without a lot of skill. So I just think you can only benefit from baking with CVap. My family personally loves that I have cheesecake from the CVap. It's a huge crowd pleaser. But being able to do those individual portions really can just have you go so far and really put out a nice, first class dessert. That's not that difficult to make.
Absolutely. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so easy to do. All right. Thank you all so much for joining us today. Will, Ryan, Holly, Rob, Linda, thank you so much for all your work. And
Thank you.
You all have a happy holiday. And we'll see you next month with CVap 101.
Perfect.
And don't forget to sign up. Where's Don't forget to sign up. Don't forget to sign up.
I'm dancing with you. Oh, you're not dancing anymore.
I can't wait to tear into that creme brulee.